Hi, this is Mike Ross at Grand Rapids Realty, and today's topic that we're going to talk about is the daily calendar and how necessary that is if you're going to be a successful real estate agent in the state of Michigan, my opinion. So real estate is a moving target, and if you haven't noticed, people are going about 150 miles an hour, and one of the most challenging things that you're going to be up against as a new agent, as somebody that is working in the profession, is setting your goals. Setting your goals daily and being stingy with your time, I really recommend it. I had a teacher like a long time ago assign me work, and I was whining. I'm a whiner. I'm a self-proclaimed whiner. And she typically would look at me and say, Michael, you've got a couple of chapters. Are you going to take all day, or are you just going to take the 2 hours that it would take me? And I would feel very embarrassed and squashed, and I would whine some more, and then I would do the work. I recommend that you skip the whining and then do the work, please. So whatever your goals are, I just really recommend that you get really clear about that and check that off. And I like to work. It's not so bad after a period of time. So let's look at the board and finish here. So this is a moving target, real estate, the profession. It's like, I really recommend that you plan your time. Take a schedule out. I mean, I get up in the morning pretty early. I'm drinking coffee at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, many mornings. And I literally will take a piece of paper and a yellow pad or on my iPad, and I will plan my day. It always changes, but it's like, please have a target. If you do not have a target, you'll be 80% less effective. I really need you to listen to that, and please be present to that, because is this true or not? It's like, if somebody has a task and you have all day to do it, what typically happens? It takes you all day to do it. Please budget your time and block off what you're going to do. If you do not accomplish what you do, what your goals are, you may have to add a little bit of time to that. But consistency will always outbeat anybody that's fast. Consistency, grit, time that you put into a subject, that will get you there. So, review. When I say take your temperature, we live in an occurring world. That's a big one. That's a concept. So it's like every individual that you talk to today, it's like you really have to check in with them. I just had somebody that one of their parents died, right? It's tragic. We're here on planet Earth. People die. Things happen. People get hurt, and it's your job to care. Take responsibility for that conversation. It's really your job to generate the process of this. What do they have and a little bit more? And what are their objections? I always start with, what do you have and a little bit more? And you really got to just stop the bus here and at least have 5 or 6 things that they like about their present property. What do they like? What do they like about what they have? And everybody kind of wants that and a little bit more. Let me kind of, speak into that. There's somebody right now that I know that they've got a 2-bedroom house, and now they're pregnant. And they want a little bit more because they want a guest room. They got family coming in from out of town, so they want a 3-bedroom home or a 4-bedroom home. So they like kind of where they live, but in some situations, it's like what they have today doesn't work today. It's a really good starting spot to actually generate a conversation. Oh, you're looking for a piece of real estate. I got that. Boy, there's a lot of flavors to choose. What do you got now? Because it's been my experience that a lot of people, they want to keep what they've got and they want to add a little bit more to what they have. Is that you? That's a really legitimate question. Another thing that you can ask people is, well, let me ask you a question. Why are you moving? Are you, what's the reason? Are you doing this because you want a bigger house, a smaller house? Are you an empty nester? it just generate a couple questions. I mean, like for myself here, I just want a little bit more land. I want something that has 5 acres. I have toys and I want a pole barn, and that's my next move, right? So I want what I have and a little bit more. That's a great thing to do. And then what are their objections? A lot of things that I will ask people is simply this. I will just start a conversation about, now look it, you've got what you've got, and it's like I always ask people, if you had to do it over, what would you change? And in some situations, I get nothing. But in many instances, I will get, well, I wanted an island in the kitchen. I wanted a pole barn. I've got this house right now that I don't have a main floor utility, and I want a main floor utility. It's important to figure out what do they have, if they want a little bit more, the direction that they're moving toward, and then, what are their objections about their current home? And they may be really small. Maybe they wanted a master bedroom that's a little bit bigger. You have to figure out by just a sequential, list of questions, and just be conversational about it. It's not difficult. Oh, you called on the property on XYZ. What did you like about that home? Is there anything that you saw in the ad about that home that would that you would like to inquire more about that? It doesn't take much. They're calling for a reason. They're not just out there walking around. And if it is what they're looking for, decorating tips, or they're maybe looking to build, or you can just ask questions about what do they want? What do they got? Budget your time on the daily calendar. One of the things that I really recommend strongly is that you move your calendar out 7 days. I mean, typically, I take a day off, but like the 7th day on the calendar is a work day. I don't count the day that I shut down for the day. Like I said, it's really important on the daily calendar to do your goals, what you're going to do that day, the number of calls, the number of appointments that you want. And then put on your calendar the results that you want. It's a specific target. It's a measure of where you want to go. This is a question of what you've got inside of you and how bad you want it. How bad do you want this? That's really what we're talking about, right? You can have all the tools, and please, when I say don't wait for the right psychological moment, that'll squash you like a bug. You're living in an occurring world, and you don't know what that person's thinking. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what's going on for them in the future, and you can ask polite questions around that and get an idea of what's going on for that individual. Take their temperature. It's a daily occurrence. Figure out, what they have and a little bit more. I mean, there's a whole list that you'll be provided of things that you need to qualify a buyer or a seller. We're not going to do that today, but it's just right off the list. And it's like for you not to take and put in the notes what this individual has and what they want in the future, you're just hurting yourself if you don't. You need to be conversational. This is a relationship-based business, and have some fun with it. Make people laugh at the end of the conversation if you can. Generate the conversation and really be a cause, and how can you help? How can you help forward this? Many of the conversations that I have with people are simply this. I will just ask folks, hey, how's it going? What are you doing today? Have you thought any more about making that big move? If you were going to make that move, is that going to be, when's that going to take place? Sometimes it's 2 years, and that's fine. At least you've assigned a target. And that's your job. Your job is to take their temperature and to see what the target is. And it's fine. It's like, and then typically, this is the rule of thumb. If somebody says that that you call me back in a couple of months, call them back in 30 days. Cut it in half. Whatever they say, cut it in half. If it's a year or 2 years, call them back in a year. If it's a month, call them back in 15 days. Hey, I was thinking about you and I just wanted to touch base with you today. How are you? Have you thought any more about making that big change? Right? So that's what we're doing, the daily calendar. It's important to do your goals daily, to move around and take their temperature, to rewrite. It's a moving target, and you'll update your calendar on a daily basis, or that you should. Plan your day, be stingy with your time, go forward. My name is Michael Ross, Grand Rapids Realty. If you found this insightful or fascinating, please smash the like button and share. Thank you very much.